Hey there, I'm Christopher McClure from Wholeness Geeks, and welcome to Meditation Happy Hour, where I share meditations and practices and processes and perspectives, both ancient and modern. Today, I want to share with you I guess I would call this a modern practice, and I'm not going to give you the name first. I want to explain a little bit about the history. The end of 2023, I discovered after being in the hospital for 11 days, I discovered uh, a composite meditation that enabled me to bring my soul into my body, physical body. It's called Soul Kernel. And, um, and since then, that soul kernel has extended to another practice. So there's the two of them. And the other practice is called Hoop in the Tree. And um, so there's these sort of meditation practices. In the meantime, while I've been both walking, running, and biking, I was I've been notice I've been practicing focusing energy at the ball of my right foot because there's like a misalignment in my right leg up to my hip and even up into my right shoulder. And and what I was doing was trying to move the energy from side to side. And that's a very natural way of walking. If you watch a woman who's really in her body, when she walks, her hips, as she's moving forward, her hips are swaying side to side because that's the way we naturally walk is even though we're going forward, we're actually moving the energy side to side. Um, and I developed a mantra for that toss side to side with spring. So I was focusing that in this meditation technique in the ball of my right foot, and then I realized that I could actually move the focus between the left and the right foot alternately. And then I realized that I could not only move it between the feet, but I could move it between my hands because when I was riding the bike, I was noticing my hands were getting numb from like being 2 hours on the bike. And that by moving the energy side to side, it helped to kind of bring energy into my arms and hands and alleviate some of that numbness. So that's the history. That's how this all came about. Um, the 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 value of this, what I'm realizing, is that when you move energy side to side in your body, it stimulates a phenomenon called self-regulation. Um, and it goes but way back to the cavemen. Uh, so when a caveman was confronted by, say, a wild animal, a saber-toothed tiger, um, if he walked toward the animal and looked side to side, right? That would be if he confidently moved towards the animal, he would be looking side to side, scanning the environment. And that what that does is that when you're in a state of fear and your amygdala is the back of your brain is is activated, you kind of get stuck into this kind of like tunnel frozen vision thing. But if you look from side to side, it kind of it breaks that fixation. And that's so moving the energy from side to side creates this phenomenon of self-regulating. In other words, it creates a psychic flexibility in humans. Now, the thing of moving it from the feet to the hands and back and forth alternately, um, that brings in another system of understanding and another phenomenon. So uh, there's a system of understanding called spiral dynamics, which is basically identifying these different, they call them mimetic codes. What a mimetic code is essentially it's like a civilization mindset. It's a mindset for a whole civilization. And we've moved through, we've evolved through these different mindsets, but they're when you evolved, to say you've when you say evolve through, you're not leaving anyone behind. They're stacked, so they're all going on at the same time. And what I found is that moving the energy from the feet to the hands and is that it creates this kind of vertical flexibility so that you can be in those different civilization mindsets. And um, in the spiral dynamics, at this point, they've identified 9 different mindsets, but the higher ones, like the top one, which in they're color coded, it's the top one, which is coral, is very undefined at this point because it's like the leading edge of humanity's evolution. Um, but the one that more of humanity is in right now, which is the sixth one up on the ladder. It goes beige, purple, red, blue, orange, green, yellow. So the seventh one is yellow, and the nature of yellow is kind of like what m most of humanity is moving into. Um, and the nature of it is to be able to identify and honor and respect all those levels. And so with this moving the energy from the feet to the hands and back again, it develops this ability to kind of move vertically through these different mimetic codes. So that's the kind of the background here. So the actual practice is this is going to be a little involved. So if you do not have very much meditation experience, um, you might want to just uh, you know just take an overview of this. And I do have videos which go into sort of the nuts and bolts of these practices on this channel, on this Facebook page. Uh, and you can go back and listen to them. And you can also get in touch with me and I can, help you with some specific training. But having said that, we begin with the soul kernel. And the soul kernel is you start with the dantian, the physical center of the body, 3 fingers below the navel, 3 fingers in. And then we add pulse to that. Now, pulse is a like respiration or like sensation. It's a cycle in the body, and you can use it as a meditation hobby. You can meditate on pulse, and when you meditate on pulse, you realize that you can feel it anywhere in the body. So we're going to put it in the dantian. Now we're going to add a visual element here. We're going to add the six-pointed star, which is the Star of David, the Seal of Solomon, the interlacing triangles. Basically is, two triangles that they're one's pointing down, one's pointing up. So we're going to add that to the at the dantian with the pulse, and with the pulse, we're going to move around. Every time you feel a pulse, we're going to move our attention around the sides of the triangles, right? But we're going to do it in this. We're going to do it in this order. We're going to go the bottom to the, and then the left side of the so it's starting with the upward facing triangle. So we go the bottom and then the left side and the right side. Then we're going to the left side of the downward facing triangle, the right side, and then the top, right? So it's going in this order. Bum, 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 right? And the pulse, we're just waiting for the pulse to drive our attention around those sides of the triangle. And that's called a yantra. It's a repeating visual as opposed to a mantra, which is a repeating sound. So we're adding another element to complete the soul kernel, and that is a mantra. And the mantra that we're going to use here is the one that just mentioned before, toss side to side with spring. Okay, so we've got that mantra going on. Toss side to side with spring. Toss side to side with spring. So we're doing that in our dantian, driven by the pulse. That's the soul kernel. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the spine, right? And not only the spine, but the infinite spine, right? The spine that goes out the top of the head and out the bottom, the perineum. And we're gonna take the star, and instead of it being like this, right, in kind of a vertical fashion, we're gonna flatten it out. And so now it's gonna wrap around the spine. It's the same pattern, but it's wrapping around the spine, right? So it's going dun, 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 right? It's and that's so we're hooping around the spine. So the spine is like a tree and the star is like a hoop. And what that is creating in the body is what's called the hoop and the tree, which is an American Indian notion, and it's found really throughout the world of the hoop is like creation and the spine is like spirit. So it's the merging of spirit and matter um, in a balance. So that practice now has become soul kernel, and I use a little I, like the way Apple uses a little I, that it's a personal practice. So we got soul kernel and I hat. And when you just creating acronyms here, soul kernel is SK. So you have SKIHATT, ski hat. So this practice now is ski hat. So we're taking this ski hat, um, this this practice, we're taking this meditation, this dynamic meditation practice, and we're going to distribute it. It's we will The first thing, let's first do that in the ball of the right foot. The ball is, here's your foot. The ball is this part right here, the upper part. Right here's the heel, and it's like it's behind the toes, but it's right about here. So we're gonna go do that pattern down there. We're not we're not gonna lose the anchor of the dantian. We're just kind of extending that energy into the foot. All right, so we go toss side to side with spring, toss side to, and the mantra is done silently. And when you do it silently, then you can actually align it with the pulse. You can feel the pulse. Toss side to side with spring, toss side to side with spring. Okay, so that's going on just in the foot there. But now what we want to do is we want to move it from side to side. So the bottom. Right, so we're still remember the pattern of going dot 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 dot, right, toss side to side with spring. So we're doing the this one, right? We're doing this one but it's in the right foot, and then the left foot's going to be here, and then the right foot's going to be here, and then the left foot's going to be here, and then the right foot's going to be here, and then the left foot is going to be here. So we're tossing that side to side with, right? So it's toss side to side with spring. So the energy is moving back and forth, and the star is where it's con contiguous. The star is we can superimpose the star over that movement, right? But now we're going to do it with our hands, right? We're going to go. So with the bottom, it's going to be here. Toss side to side with spring, right? So that is the practice. So what we usually do here on Meditation Happy Hour is we do whatever meditation or practice that we're presenting. We do it for 3 minutes and 33 seconds. So I'm going to be turning on the timer, and we're going to be doing this. And remember that we do it one round through the feet and then one round through the hands, one round through the feet. Um, and if you want to, like if you're standing or sitting, even, you can like move the energy from side to side, and you can do that with your hands. Do whatever you need to do to kind of make this, as visceral as you need it to be so that you can actually follow it and it's tangible. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and begin that. All right, we're back. So, just some notes that I made, things I wanted to remind you of, that this is driven by the pulse. It's very easy to, especially if you're making it physical for you to kind of get into breathing. And the thing that happens is that when you use breath, it kind of dominates, and we really want to keep it um, on a refined level with the pulse, which also keeps it more emotional, uh, which is also an easy thing for human beings to kind of leave behind in the dust is our feelings and our emotional nature. We kind of have to emphasize them, at least in our modern, civilization, which tends to de-emphasize feelings and, be more about productivity. Um, The other thing is remember to keep it in the dantian. The dantian, even when you're going up to the hands, you're still anchored in the dantian, uh, anchored in the dantian for both the feet and hands, and that there's this element of the spine, right? So there's this kind of multi-dimensionality to this. It's not just moving the energy side to side, you know, in the feet and in the hands, but it's doing it from the dantian with the pulse, with the star, and with the wrapping this around the infinite spine, right? This is this multi-dimensional internal uh, configuration that's being superimposed into the external realm. Um, so the thing that I'm just I haven't tried this, but it just occurred to me that this might really be uh, a good technique for self-regulation. Like when you get in an argument with your spouse and you get triggered, to actually just practice this and see what happens. See if it actually um, can neutralize that triggered state. So I'm going to be trying that out for myself. And if and I might report about it on this page, on this Facebook page, and I encourage you to do the same. Um, and also, the other thing to is does it enable you to, if theoretically that this promotes self-regulation and also what we could call multicultural flexibility, right? Let's actually see if that happens. It's like from doing this, if you feel like you're kind of polarized in a particular view, like somebody has an opinion, and see if doing this can actually open you up to both at the same time, which I think is the direction of our evolution. Um, in terms of naming, um, there I see this. There is a an advanced practice which I don't want to go into right now, except by naming it, which is it's called the Oracle organization, and I can briefly describe it that it's basically it's there is a certain configuration of the I Ching hexagrams, a certain sequencing of those that correlates with the genetic code with DNA, and I've mapped that out on uh, 60 or 64 hexagrams, and I've mapped that out on 64 acupuncture points in the body. And what I see is that eventually this lateral vertical self-regulation method can can be aligned with sequentially with each one of those points. So, but the point is that that advanced practice is called oracle organization. So, if we call this practice generally oracle organization, then we have three versions. We have the walking version, we have the running version, and we have the biking version. So the acronym for the walking version is WOO, right? Walking Oracle Organization, or WOO. And the acronym uh, for the running version is ROO, or RU. And the acronym for the biking Oracle organization is BOO, or BOO. So just a little fun with the naming there. So if you'd like to know more about this, you'd like to report what you've, experienced by doing this, or if you'd like to share your own meditations, practices, processes, um, you can do that by joining the Facebook Wholeness Geeks uh, group, right? This is a page where I'm presenting, but if you want to share your own and, get more into the community, you can join the group. It's Wholeness Geeks, and it's a Facebook group. Just type that in and you'll find it. So thanks for listening and watching today. And this has been about this lateral vertical self-regulation multicultural flexibility method that I'm generally just calling Oracle organization, and it comes in the three versions, which is the Woo version, the Roo version, and the Boo version. So once again, I'm Christopher McCore, and thanks. Bye now.